You know, a terrorist group could interfere with a satellite through attacking a ground station, whether that was a physical attack on it or some kind of cyber attack. There's also some concern about people actually trying to destroy satellites, whether that was something fired from the ground or some kind of satellite that they may develop. Really, the countries that people worry about in that regard are Russia and China. There aren't a lot of other nations that have the ability to take advantage of space in the same way that we can.
What about commercial satellites? Are they to be concerned about this technology being developed?
Definitely. The problem in the commercial area is they don't have the money to spend to harden their satellites against an attack. They probably would focus most on protecting against an attack on a ground station.
First call for you is from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Good morning, go ahead.
Yes, good morning. I'm just concerned overall with weaponizing outer space. You're just creating a new area to rub up against China. Say, should it want to go to the moon or something? I mean, we didn't have a policy debate, to use a pun, here on the ground, and now you're just matter-of-factly talking about our space. I mean, this is planet Earth, and you've already said we're running our wars from outer space. We did not have a debate about this. I'm talking about Americans. And now you're just plowing along, talking about what we're doing to protect it. I think it's wrong to militarize space. We never debated it, and now here you are speculating on our enemies. Could you please comment?
Sure. I think that you raise a great point in this area, and this is a point that critics of space weapons, some of those folks are Senator Jack Reed from Rhode Island, Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez from California, folks at think tanks here in Washington like Teresa Hitchens at the Center for Defense Information and Michael Crepon from the Stimson Center have been concerned that there hasn't been a debate. Sanchez really pressed on that last year, and we should expect to see the House Armed Services Strategic Forces Subcommittee actually begin that debate fairly shortly, both with closed briefings about the threats as well as open hearings. You do raise a good point about people's concerns. Everybody is concerned with what would happen if you start destroying satellites. It could create debris, and even a tiny fleck of paint in space could cause serious problems for our satellites or something like NASA's space shuttle.
Does any of the current work on disabling satellites, is that work done through NASA, or is this strictly at the Department of Defense?
The focus here is at the Department of Defense.
State College, Pennsylvania.
All right. I know that America has a GPS system and that Russia has one that's not very big, and Europe is developing one. What does China have? Are they sharing with Russia, or how are they tackling this issue?
One thing that China would like to do right now, they've had interest in buying outright Russia's GLONASS system. They also have interest in working with the Europeans on their satellite navigation system called Galileo. And so we'll see how that shakes out.
Alexandria, Virginia, you are next for our guest, Jeremy Singer.
Yes, good morning. I think this is all, the Pentagon has a paper called, well, their transformation plan centered on Vision 2020, and which really calls for, I think, weapons, instead of just anti-satellite weapons, it's also development of laser weapons to destroy any spot on Earth. And this is really sad because we're focusing on other nations trying to acquire weapons of mass destruction, but this is really, we are the ones that are really forcing weapons of mass destruction. And at the United Nations, for the last several years, the United States, Israel, and Micronesia are the ones that have voted against the weapons going into, being proliferated into space. I mean, supported it, and it hung up in the UN, and I think this is it's really sad for our country right now.
Sure. You know, I think one thing it's important to keep in mind, it's hard to know what's going on in the classified arena, but when you look at the DoD documents in this area,